I thought I'd show my setup for finally intonating a guitar. By intonating, what I mean at this stage is basically establishing the position of the breakpoint at the saddle end and the nut end on the finished instrument. I have a jig which I've introduced in a previous video. I'll link that in the description below. And this jig allows me to measure for any individual string and scale length and action the amount of compensation I should need at the nut and saddle end. But this is not on a finished instrument, it's a jig. So I basically like to check my measurements at this stage when the the bridge and everything is done. I haven't cut the saddle slot yet. I'll bring you in closer so you can have a closer look at what I'm doing here. So my jig, which I've used previously, gives me a very good idea of where the correct breakpoint at the nut end and in fact the saddle end down there will be. And using these measurements, I do it for each string, or at least each new kind of string. You know, when I have the same scale length on a new instrument and the same string type, then I don't need to redo those measurements. But anyway, using those measurements, I know how far forward I can bring the nut, so that the thickest string, which is the one that needs the most compensation, will break at the front of the nut in its new position. And on this guitar, it's 1.5 mm. So I've already cut the fretboard short by 1.5 mm, and I've got this sort of dummy nut here, which works on the same principle as my jig in the other video. So basically you can see there's a piece of fret wire obliquely across the length of this dummy nut. So if I slide the nut this way or that way, effectively that will move the breakpoint along this piece of fret wire and move it backwards or forwards. So simply by moving the nut this way or that way, I can adjust the effective scale length, in other words, at least at the nut end. At the saddle end on my static jig, I have the same idea, the same principle is used, but on the finished instrument I have a wonderful gizmo, and that's what the man who sent it to me calls it. It was sent to me by Roger Hegstrom in Sweden, who I corresponded with, at some length a few years ago, and he very kindly sent me this jig, this gizmo, which was actually featured in American Luthery. I think it was number 144. Very, very clever man, and a very clever little device. You can see that basically it's a standard bridge pin, brass in this case, and a wire that is the breakpoint. This is actually a piece of paper clip, I think, but by screwing this screw in and out, I can basically pull the breakpoint, this piece of wire, back and forward, so establish the correct breakpoint for the right intonation. So if I think I've got this set up, I'll put the tuner on. So I've got the E string tuned correctly, and if I play the harmonic at the 12th fret, as expected, that's also correct. If I fret the 12th at the 12th, that's perfectly in tune as well. I'm not very adept at doing the harmonic with just one hand, but so I can now measure the distance between this wire and the front of saddle. And if I do this for all the strings, I'll know where to put my saddle slot and where the breakpoints on the saddle will be. Down at the nut end, we have, if I've calculated or measured rather the correct foreshortening of the fretboard, then this should be a correct F sharp. So we know this note is right. Yes. If I now fret at the second, and that's also very well in tune. Here's the first fret. And there's the third fret. So basically, using this setup, I can establish the nut breakpoints as well, and cut my nut accordingly so that each string breaks where it should and the intonation is as good as it can be got. So for example here you can see that the breakpoint of this string will be 9mm behind the front of the saddle. The way that nut compensation tends to work is that the thickest strings need the most, so they're the ones furthest forward, nearest the front of the nut in its new position with the shorter fingerboard. But the treble strings are more or less back to where they would have been if I hadn't cut the fretboard short. So what I would expect is when I measure the E string here, that the breakpoint will be something like 1.5 millimeters behind the front of the nut in this new position. And that's why I have this slope going in this direction on the dummy nut. Here it is set up for the top E string. So we have the open string, the harmonic, and the fretted note, which is perfect. And I'll measure this in a moment and show you what the offset behind the front of bridge is for that string. Down at the nut end, I'll just move the tuner. That's the open string. Second fret, third fret. So that's pretty much bang on, and you can see that the string is offset back from the new nut position by probably 1 millimeter, 1.5 millimeters, which is what I would expect. So let's take the exact measurements. 1.8 millimeters behind, and here about 6.5 millimeters. So less compensation than the bass string needed, which again is what you'd expect. So here's the final result for all 6 strings on the saddle. And with these marks I'll be able to define and draw the saddle slot and cut it in the right place. And for the nut end, all I have at the moment is a set of numbers, but they represent the distance behind the front of the nut in its new position that the breakpoint is for each string. So when the time comes to make the nut, I can just use those and create the right breakpoints.